Today, dear brothers and sisters, we have Sunday. Today is Sunday when the church remembers Saint John of the Ladder Climacus. Скажу по-русски. Сегодня также Святая Церковь вспоминает святаго Иоанна Лествичника. Я вам вчера об этом говорил. Святаго Иоанна Лествичника. По-английски это будет Saint John of the Ladder Climacus. Еще другое слово есть. Ladder от слова лестница. Он написал книгу «Лестница». Это 33 ступени духовного восхождения человека от земли на небо. Okay, Saint John of the Ladder, Climacus, a great ascetic father, то есть ascetic, отец ascetic, of the church who lived in the 10th century, who taught man how to translate his hope, his desire for heaven, into reality through spiritual effort. He wrote a spiritual book called The Ladder of Divine Ascent. Значит, лестница духовного или божественного восхождения. Наверное, духовно будет вернее. This is the how to do it. How to do it. So he is teaching us. By prayer, virgil and fasting, our strives for closer communion with God. For closer communion with God. Saint John wrote that those who strive must climb by the rungs of ladder of prayer by, number one is humility and the taming of our passions. Two, by singing the psalms, that is prayer of the lips, то есть молиться вслух. Three, by mental prayer of the mind in the heart, то есть это называется умная молитва на русском языке, когда сердце молится. And by contemplation of the divine, то есть созерцание, размышление божественного. He warns us that those who strive to climb by these rungs or steps do not begin at the top or in the middle, who knows where, and then go down, but start from the bottom. Saint John warns us that we can begin to climb that ladder only from the bottom and one run at a time. So one step at a time. When we try to do this, first, what we have to do first, to climb from earth to heaven, first by wrestling with our mind and heart and controlling our passions. Controlling our passions. Контролировать наши страсти мы должны в первую очередь. Потому что согласитесь, что они нам очень часто мешают в нашей жизни. И не только в духовной жизни, но и даже просто в светской жизни. Secondly, by the singing of psalms, that is praying with lips, то есть молитва вслух, for when the passions are subdued, prayer quite naturally brings sweetness and enjoyment even to the tongue, and is accepted by God as pleasing to Him. есть такая молитва, когда священник крестит человека. Там есть такая молитва, что не тело должно командовать разумом, головой. Я, по-моему, уже вам об этом говорил. А разум должен говорить телу, что тело должно делать, творить. А у нас часто бывает наоборот. Thirdly, by praying mentally, that is, with our mind in the heart, the prayer of Jesus. Есть такая молитва, Иисусова молитва, которая должна быть на устах и в сердце каждого человека. Jesus' prayer, prayer of Jesus. Fourthly, by rising to contemplation. Что такое contemplation? Contemplation. Созерцание, размышление Бога. Contemplation. To praise and glorify God in His perfection and beauty. Of course, this is but a brief summary of the spiritual effort that man must make if he is to ascend the ladder of ascent from earth to heaven. He is a man assured that during his effort, the grace of God will be continually poured down on him. Благодать Божья нам будет помогать, for he, man, cannot even begin to aspire, strive, стремиться to God unless God gives him the grace to aspire к этому стремлению. Indeed, man aspires to God precisely because God created him for this when He created man. God created man in His very own image and likeness. Господь сотворил человека по образу и по подобию своему. Created man, по-английски, in His very own image and likeness. He gave man His Spirit, God's Spirit, inspiring him to strive to be perfect even as your Father in heaven is perfect. For this is the natural, the God-given aspiration of man. And I would like to finish my sermon with these words. This is the wondrous way of God to call on us to make every effort to strive to perfection and to goodness. And then to assure us that if we do aspire, это стремление к Богу, быть ближе, if we make the effort, then He will guarantee it, that our hope will be fulfilled, that He will come to us, God will come to us and say, Lo, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Аминь. Благодарю вас за внимание. В имя Отца и Сына и Святого Духа. Аминь.